I ended up going to this Bible study. I got invited to a Bible study led by a high schooler, for high schoolers, and I'd never been in a Christian home before, let alone an evangelical Christian home, so it was pretty incredible. I remember walking in there, and
Wait a minute. Why? Tell me why. Why would you go?
I went because I wanted to disprove Christianity. I went because I couldn't stand Christians because of everything that I saw. And really, my heart against Christianity was really my heart against the extremists, the legalists, the ultra-religious zealots. So I got invited to this high school Bible study. I went. As I said, I had never been in a Christian household before. I remember walking into the household, and I looked around. I was like, why are there framed pictures of lion and sheep? And why are there verses and a Middle Eastern little shepherd kid over here in a framed picture? You know, and I turned to my friend and I said, is that part of the deal? If I turn Christian, do I have to get a sheep picture, put it on my wall?
Yeah, a tattoo, actually.
Yeah, a tattoo. And so I went downstairs, and we started studying 1 Corinthians. I was in 1 Chronicles. And they realized real quick I wasn't a Christian. But I also realized something. I realized that Jesus was not like the people on the street corners. That Jesus had very deep theological convictions, expectations for how we should live our life. But he also had very deep relationship with people who were not like him, which was everybody, but also people who were far away from God. And so I saw a huge difference between the Jesus presented in the Gospels and the Jesus presented over here on the street corners. Or actually, I think you would agree, today our street corners are Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Snapchat.
Yeah,
those are the street corners of today. And I studied Jesus, and I could get on board with him. Here's where the rubber met the road. I started studying what the Bible had to say about sexuality and gender and marriage, because I knew that would be an issue for my mom, and I knew my dad had a very unique perspective on it. As I said, I didn't know that he was in a same-sex relationship of any kind until later on, but I knew this would be a big deal for him. And the more I studied gender, sexuality, marriage, here's what I learned. That the Bible said a lot of things about love, but specifically when it came to same-sex intimacy, the Bible said, hey, God created intimacy to be expressed in the context of marriage between one man and one woman. And that was a huge thing that I had to come to terms with, even years after thinking through it and coming to terms with it. But I also came to this conclusion as well, that a theological conviction should never be a catalyst to treat someone less. That if our theology allows us to mistreat somebody, marginalize somebody, push somebody to the side, devalue someone, then that theology is awful. It's like in John chapter 8 when the Pharisees grab this woman caught in adultery and drag her before Jesus, right? You know, they were right about what the law said, but they were wrong in how they approached it. And I know you see that as well.
Absolutely.